On Justice by Plato, translated by George Burgess. Persons of the Dialogue. Socrates and a friend. Can you tell us what is justice, or does it seem to you not worth entering into a discourse about it? To me at least, it seems very much so. What is it then? What else than the things considered just? Do not speak to me in this way, but as if you had asked me, what is the eye? I should have said to you, it is that by which we see, and if you should bid me to prove it, I would prove it. And if you should ask, to what is given the name of soul, I would say, to that by which we know something. And if again, what is the voice? I would answer, that by which we converse. In this way, then, do you tell me that justice is that which we use for something, as are the things of which I was just now asking? I have it not in my power to reply in this way at all. But, since such is the case, perhaps we shall discover it more easily in this way. Come then, say, by what do we, on consideration, distinguish the greater and the less? Is it not by a measure? Yes. And, together with a measure by what art? Is it not by that of measurement? Yes. And, how things light and heavy, is it not by weight? Yes. And together with a weight by what art? Is it not that of weighing? Certainly. Well then, by what instrument do we, on consideration, distinguish what is just and unjust, and together with the instrument, by what art previously? Is it not somehow manifest to you thus? No. But let us consider it again in this way. When we are disputing about things greater and less, who decides between us? Is it not the measurers? Yes. And when about things many and few, who are the persons to decide? Is it not the numberers? But what, when we are disputing with each other about things just and unjust, to whom do we come? And who are the persons to decide on each occasion between us? Say. Do you not, Socrates, mean the judges? You have correctly made the discovery. Come then, and try to tell this likewise. By doing what do the measurers decide respecting things large and small? Is it not by measuring? Yes. And, respecting things heavy and light, is it not by weighing? Yes. And respecting things many and few, is it not by numbering? Yes. But how, respecting things just and unjust? Answer me. I cannot say. Say, by speaking? Yes. By speaking, then, do judges decide between us, when they are forming a judgment respecting things just and unjust? Yes. And by measuring, those skilled in measuring things small and great, for a measure is that by which these things are judged. It is so. And by weighing, those skilled in weighing things heavy and light, for a weight is that by which these things are judged. Yes, it is. And again by numbering, those skilled in numbering things many and few, for number is that by which these things are judged. It is so. But by speaking, as we just now agreed, the judges decide respecting things just and unjust. You speak correctly, Socrates. It is true then, and speech is that, it seems, by which things just and unjust are judged. What, then, are things just and unjust? As if a person had asked us, since a measure, and the measuring art, and the person skilled in measuring, decide which is the greater and the less, what is the greater and the less? Shall we say to him that the greater exceeds and the less is exceeded? And, since a weight and the weighing art, and the person skilled in weighing, decide the heavy and the light, shall we say to him that the thing going downwards in the scales is heavy, but the thing going upwards is light? In like manner, if he should ask us, since speech, and the art of judging, and the judge is the party who decides what is just and unjust, what is the just and unjust? What answer shall we have to give him? Or have we not a single word to say? We have not. Whether willingly or unwillingly do men, think you, have this injustice? I mean, in this way, think you that they do injustice and are unjust willingly or unwillingly? Willingly, I imagine, Socrates, for they are wicked. You conceive, then, that men are willingly wicked and unjust? I do, and do not you? No, at least, if we are to be persuaded by the poet. What kind of poet? He who said, "Not one is wicked willingly, nor blessed unwillingly." But still, on the other hand, Socrates, well is the old proverb that poets do many falsehoods sing. But I should marvel if this poet has told a falsehood. Come then, if you are at leisure, let us consider whether he is saying what is false or true. Nay, I am at leisure. Come then, say, do you deem it just to tell a falsehood or to tell the truth? To tell the truth. To tell a falsehood, then, is unjust? Yes. But whether to deceive or to not deceive? To not deceive, assuredly. To deceive, then, is unjust? Yes. But what? Is it just to hurt or to benefit? To benefit. To hurt, then, is unjust? Yes. It is just, then, to tell the truth, and to not deceive, and to benefit, but to tell a falsehood, and to hurt, and to deceive, unjust? Yes, by Zeus, and greatly so. What, to do so to enemies? By no means. But it is just to do a hurt to enemies, but to do a benefit unjust? Yes. It is, then, just by deceiving enemies to do them a hurt? How not? Well, then, to tell a falsehood in order that we may deceive and do a hurt to enemies, is it not just? It is. But what? Do you not say that it is just to do a benefit to friends? I do. Whether by not deceiving or by deceiving for their benefit? By deceiving even, by Zeus. But is it just to do a benefit by deceiving, and yet not by telling a falsehood, or by telling a falsehood? It is just by telling even a falsehood. To tell a falsehood and to tell the truth is, as it seems, both just and unjust. Yes. And to not deceive and to deceive is both just and unjust. So it seems. And to do a hurt and to do a benefit is just and unjust. Yes. All things of this kind are, it seems, the same, both just and unjust. To me, at least, they appear so. Here, then, I have, like other men, a right eye and a left. Yes. And a right nostril and a left. Certainly. And a right hand and a left. Yes. Hence, since after giving the same name, you say that some of my members are on the right side and others on the left, would you not be able to say, if I asked you on which side they were, that some on one side are the right, and others on the other side the left? Yes. Come then, likewise, to that point, since after giving the same name, you say that some acts are just, and some unjust. Can you tell which are the just, and which the unjust? To me, then, it now appears that each of these acts, taking place at a proper time, are just, but at not a proper one, unjust. And correctly does it appear to you. He then, who does each of these acts at a proper time, does what is just, but he who does not at a proper time does what is unjust. Yes. He then, who does what is just, but he who does what is unjust is unjust. It is so. Who then, at a proper time, is able to cut and burn and to make clean? The medical man. Because he knows, or for some other reason. Because he knows. And who is able at a proper time to dig, and to plow, and to plant? The land tiller. Because he knows, or because he does not? Because he knows. And in this way, as regards other matters, he who knows is able to do what is proper at a proper time, but he who does not know is not? Thus it is. And he who knows how to tell falsehoods, and to deceive, and to do a benefit, is able to do each of these things at a proper time, but he who does not know is not? You say what is true. And he who does these acts at a fitting time is just. Yes. He does them then through knowledge? How not? The just man then is just through knowledge? Yes. The unjust man then is unjust through what is opposite to what is just? It appears so. Now, the just man is just through wisdom? Yes. And the unjust man is unjust through the want of instruction? It seems so. That which our ancestors left us as wisdom seems near to being justice, but that which they left as want of instruction to be injustice. It is likely. Are men uninstructed willingly or unwillingly? Unwillingly. Unwillingly, then, they are unjust? It appears so. But the unjust are wicked? Yes. Unwillingly, then, persons are wicked and unjust. By all means. But they act unjustly through their being the unjust. Yes. Through an act of unwillingness. Certainly. But that which is willing does not take place through what is unwilling. It does not. But the doing of injustice takes place through the existence of injustice? Yes. Now, injustice is an involuntary act. Involuntary. Unwillingly, then, persons do an injustice, and are unjust and wicked. Unwillingly, as it appears. The poet, then, did not in this case tell a falsehood. It seems not.